Here's something that doesn't make sense on paper. Supply in San Diego County just dropped 24.7%. That's a quarter of the market gone. And yet the number of homes that actually sold, essentially it's the same as last year. 2 homes difference across the entire county. That's not what the textbooks predict. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in East County right now, you need to understand why this is happening, because your zip code is telling a completely different story than your neighbors. I'm Steven Rotzar, your East San Diego County real estate agent. I've been born and raised here in East County and working in this community for close to 30 years. Communities like La Mesa, El Cajon, Santee, Lakeside, Lemon Grove, Humboldt, and San Diego. Let's look at what the May data actually shows. Let's start countywide. The median price across San Diego is $925,000. That's up 1.3% year over year. So prices, they're holding, but inventory is down 12.4%. That's 5,798 active homes for sale. And closed sales, effectively flat, up 0.1%. Now here's the divide that really matters. Single family detached home, the houses most people want to buy, that inventory is down 24.7%. Supply shock. But the condo and townhome market is actually adding supply, up 5.6% year over year. Those are 2 completely different markets operating at the same time. Sellers who price accurately are getting 99% of their original list price. That hasn't changed. What's changed is why homes are sitting when they do. So why aren't these scarce homes flying off the market? There's a reason. I call it a standoff. Sellers, they look around, see almost nothing else for sale, and then they price with a scarcity premium, which makes sense from their side. But the buyers are hitting a hard ceiling. Their lender won't approve that number, not because they don't want the home, because the math, it doesn't work out at the current interest rates. So the home just sits there. Days on the market goes up, not because there's no demand, but because the transaction physically can't clear. The affordability index tells the story really plainly. The detached market sits at 39. A score of 100 means the median household income is exactly what qualifies for the median home price. We're at 39 for single family. That's how compressed this market is. The attached market, condos and townhomes, it sits at 64. Still constrained, that's where buyers can actually get a loan approved, which is actually why you're seeing condos up 4% year over year in their sales, while single family homes sit essentially flat. This is where it gets really specific. And specific is actually really what matters right now, because the county headline doesn't tell you what's happening on your street. La Mesa, specifically, the Mount Helix market, zip code 91941. Median price, $1,210,000. Homes are sitting on an average about 32 days on the market. Inventory is still tight. And when these homes are priced right, they're selling. There's still a seller's market in this zip code. The Grossmont area of La Mesa, zip code 91942, is actually moving fast. Median price in that market is $893,600. That's up 3.8% from last year. And those homes, they're 20 days on the market. That's quick. This is a mid-market core that's performing closest to the textbook seller's market behavior. Supply is really tight, and buyers who can qualify, well, they're moving there. El Cajon 92019 is the strongest price performer in East County right now. The median price point is $950,000. That's up 10.5% year over year, 25 days on the market. The zip code crossed $1 million earlier in the year, and it's pretty much stayed there. Buyers have to tend to have more equity and less sensitivity to rate changes. And this, it shows in the data. Now, right next door to 92019 is 92021, and it's a completely different picture. This is your standoff zip code. Inventory has dropped significantly in this El Cajon zip code, but days on the market, they actually went up, did not go down. Sellers are pricing for scarcity. Buyers can't make that monthly payment work, so the homes just sit, and the median barely moves. Santee, that's one of the fastest moving markets in East County right now. 19 days on the market, median home price $850,500. When the home is priced right, homes are not sitting. Buyers are active, competition exists, and deals are actually getting done. For the buyers who need to stay under $800,000, the attached market is where you really need to look. Spring Valley's condo market and townhome median price is $535,000. Lemon Grove comes in at $514,500. Though attached homes are taking longer to sell, 90 days on average for the market time for attached homes in Lemon Grove is a clear signal for that. The market has has supply and buyers aren't absorbing it really quickly. So that's worth watching if you're a buyer. There may be some negotiating room in those markets. There's one thing in this data that most agents aren't even really talking about, and it's going to matter more over the next 5 to 10 years. 53% of the properties in San Diego County face a wildfire risk over the next 30 years. 56% of those face moderate heat risk. We're projected to go from 8 high heat days per year over 91 degrees to 20 days per year over the next 3 decades. Well, here's why this connects to real estate economics right now. Lenders look at your debt to income ratio. If insurance premiums go up because of wildfire exposure or utility costs spike because of heat load on the home, that eats directly into your qualifying budget. It's not abstract environmental science. It's a line item on your mortgage application, and it's not priced in yet, which is the conversation we all actually need to start having. If you're thinking about selling, this is still a seller's market for detached homes. 2.4 months of supply means you have leverage if you price your home correctly. 99% of original list price is received. That number only holds when you actually start right. Overprice the home and you become a museum exhibit. The home was just going to sit. Buyers assume something's wrong and your negotiating position really weakened. The zip code you're in matters more than the county average. Before you list, I'd love to sit down and look at the specific data for your street. If you're thinking about buying, the detached market is 2.4 months of supply. That's highly competitive. At this mid-market, homes around $900,000 to $1 million in East County, you're looking at multiple offers and closing roughly 2% over list price. You need a pre-approval letter that's solid and an offer strategy that's ready to move. If the detached market feels out of reach right now, the attached market, condos and townhomes, is where the inventory is actually growing. Condo and townhome inventory is up 5.6%, fewer bidding wars. For many buyers in East County, that's a more realistic entry point. The headline, the numbers won't tell you what your home is worth. Your street does. Your zip code does. Your actually closed sales from the last 90 days do. If you want to understand specifically what's happening in your neighborhood, whether now is the right time to make a move, I'm happy to walk you through it. No pressure, just the data. Link below is to schedule a conversation. I'll send you a full market report for your zip code. And I'll be back next month with the June numbers. Till then, see you on the next one.